The snow melted away and I thought that spring was here and that I would be able to start working on the vegetable garden in Siskala, but I couldn't have been more wrong. We actually have a bit of a back winter here in Finland, so there will be no gardening for the time being. But in the meantime, I will give you a little update on my seedlings and also show you some more wallpaper samples that I got. And if you stay to the end, I will also show you a Finnish Easter delicacy that you won't believe we actually eat here. It just keeps snowing. Everything was already melted and look how it is now. So much snow. Oh no, where is spring? Here is a little update on the vegetable garden. The pepper plants are looking very nice and sturdy, and soon I can clip the top off when there's enough of these true leaves. Three sets would be good before I clip it off, so I haven't yet done that. Also the onion is very nice and perky, and I pre-planted them so every cell contains one onion. You can do it in other ways as well, but I did it like this, and now I have actually 2 more trays of these because I didn't want to throw them out. They looked so good, but they are on the windowsill instead of under the lights, so they're not looking as good. And then I planted some broccolis. They're starting to grow as well. And more peppers. This is pimiento de padrón, though that you eat green, you fry them, they're really nice. And then Jimmy Nardello. There's only one that has come up, but I still put it under the lights. I believe one is coming up here as well. And here I have another pepper that I planted, Ciroya de Cocina. There's one coming up there and one there. So let's see if there will be more of those. And the tomatoes, some are looking really good and some not that nice, depending on the variety. But I actually replanted some. I put more newer seeds because I think I planted a little too early these tomatoes. See, here is one really big, but this is going to a friend of mine. Here are some of the tomatoes I planted. I just wanted to have some that are a little fresher because the other ones are getting quite big, so just in case it would be good to have new ones. They are on this heating mat and under this plastic. Should be coming up soon. And then I planted some marigolds. They are just on the windowsill because there's no space. And here are the onions. Look at the difference with these onions that they're much more leggy because they can't get the same light. And even though this is a south-facing window, now it's snowing, so not that much sun. And here are some other flowers as well. So we are back here in the laundry room again to check up on the seedlings. All the little tomatoes sprouted and I planted them in new containers. And I have the same varieties as previously, but also another one, which is this Ida Gold. And it's supposed to be a quite bright orange, mild cherry tomato. And also I've replanted some of the bigger tomatoes in bigger containers. And I topped off some of the peppers, but apparently the bell peppers is not supposed to be topped off. So I only topped off the ones that are, this is a sweet pepper, so not the bell peppers. So I will leave, but I wanted to try what's the difference. So for example, this cassia is a yellow bell pepper. So I topped off one and the other one I didn't. Then I can compare which ones do better. And here is the California Wonder, these 3. So they are bell peppers. So I didn't top it off. But I think there is a different opinions about this, that should it be done or not. And as you can see here, the broccoli is going nicely. It looks so cute. Look at this. But I only have 5 and all of them sprouted. I will plant all of them. And look at these, they are so thick and nice. We keep cutting it to eat and put on the bread and salad, and even Nico likes it a lot. So I'm cutting them all the time, but they are really nice and thick. Like there's huge difference from this compared to the ones that are on the windowsill. And they smell really nice too, quite strong. I also decided to add 3 more varieties to my pepper collection, and I got really inspired by the gardening channel. James in the gardening channel, he was recommending this one that is called Ciroya de Cocina. It's a Nicaraguan heirloom pepper and supposed to be sweet as candy. So yeah, we have to try that. And also Italian one, this one, Jimmy Nordello. This was also his recommendation. So I have 3 of each from that. And then I also planted this Pimiento de Padrón. It is Galician, so northwestern Spain. Is from that area where my father is from and where I was born too. And they are picked actually raw, so they are green. It's a chili pepper, you pick it small. And they are really good when you fry them in oil and then you add some salt on top. There's actually a saying in Galician, os pimentos de padrón, unos pican e otros non, which means that some burn and others not. Because sometimes you can get one that is really burning and most of them are really sweet and not very strong. But yeah, you don't know that. And here I have more of them. They are 4 in total. Here you can see those small ones. So the peppers are looking really good. But the tomatoes not so much. Maybe a little better now that I put the light higher up, because this was really curled and didn't look very well. And many of these, you see, they are a little bit like that. I don't know. Some feel like they are quite dry, but at the same time I think I overwatered them because they look like they have edema or something. I don't know. But maybe the new ones will be better. It's really getting crowded here. I have this fan here up on the washing machine that I put on from time to time, but it's quite big, so I don't have it on all the time. And here in the entryway of the house, where it's the coolest place in the house, I put the seed potatoes. And I ordered a little bit too many because I didn't look at the details. So I thought, yeah, I will take this and that. And in the end, I ordered 30 kilos. I was going to plant about 10 square meters, and this is about for 100 square meters. So, but I don't know, it's not a problem. I will plant them anyway, all of them, and see where I can put them. But I have 2 mealy varieties and 2 more firm varieties. I actually put some soil underneath them, so maybe they sprout a little better and get some roots. This is the Rosamunda. It is a more mealy variety. It's a little bit pink, but it's a bit dirty. You can't see it right now. This variety is Colomba. Then I have Annabelle. Rosamunda is the pink one, and then Yahtzee is this and there. But yeah, hopefully they will sprout nicely here for a couple of weeks at least, maybe 4 weeks. I can have them here inside. And the marigolds have come up as well, are a little bigger now. And even this last one sprouted, so that's good. Here is a tomato that has been on the windowsill the whole time. And as you can see, it's also very spindly. I ordered some wallpaper samples a while back after the video I made about wallpapers in episode 38. I will put the link up here if you want to watch it. This is one of my favorites from Boråsta Peter. It's called Pigkammaren, the maid's chamber. And I think it's really pretty and has a lovely combination of colors. The decorative but stylized pattern gives a timeless classic look. This one is called Nocturne. It looks very soft and calming. I love its botanical beauty. It would look lovely in the bedroom as well, creating walls full of natural charm and elegance. This is the honeysuckle wallpaper. It looks even more stunning in print than I thought. It is colored in a delicate shade of ivory, offset by accents of pink and green. This one is called Midsummer Eve. It really gives a summery and bright feeling. I love the leafy motif that looks like pea shoots and also that clover flower. This one is Villastan. It has very much an Art Nouveau style. It's very elegant and has a very luxurious vibe to it, maybe because of the shimmery golden details. Which way does this go? It's difficult to see on such a small sample. I believe this one is Siri. Lovely colors, but I'm having a bit of a problem imagining how it looks from this tiny sample. Next is the wallpaper Rosenvinger Rosewing. This one really made an impression last time because I could not say for sure if I loved it or not. It is also very much Art Nouveau inspired and has a lot of details. It's really stunning, especially looking at it like this. This one has quite a big pattern, so it's also very difficult to get an overview with such a small sample. It really says nothing to me and I don't remember what it's called. Let's see what it says. Spring Garden is the name. What do we have here? A floral print with what looks like wine leaves, some beige flowers. It doesn't really rock my boat. This one looks much more interesting with the vibrant colors. I really like the splash of red on it. Very nice. And this wallpaper is called Poppy Flow. It's quite romantic with muted pink tones, but looks a little bit like Granny's house. I'm not too fond of the brown flower stems and leaves. This last one is also a bit too basic, but I think there are many good alternatives in this batch from Borås Tapeter. Now let's look at the samples I ordered from the second batch from the Pilgren ja Ritolan tapettitehdas. I have a feeling that in the end I will get one of these. Wow, zebra mänty. This is lovely. It's so expressive. Is it this way up? The tones are actually softer than I imagined. There is something that I really love about this one, but not for the bedroom, but maybe the living room. This is Rantakukka beach flower that I have high hopes about, but forgot to order in the first batch. It's really beautiful with its curvy leaf motif and little flowers. This is the green one. Very nice detail here in the pattern. But is it too monotone? Here it is in blue tone. Maybe it has more oomph and contrast in blue. What do you think? I ordered this one because I thought it was quite original and unique, and it has a nice vintage vibe to it, but now that I see it, it's not quite as impressive as I imagined, and almost looks like it's drawn by a child. I don't know. And here is Lukko, the lock, in blue. I also had high hopes about this one, but now compared with the others, it looks very clean and simple, almost too flat and one-dimensional. Wow, I love this. Is it upside down? This is really elegant and pretty. Such an intricate design. It doesn't have much color, but what it lacks in color, it definitely gains in three-dimensional feel. I can't remember the name of it.
Here it says kukko vai kana. It's actually a funny name based on a traditional children's game that you play with a fluffy straw to guess if you get a rooster or a hen when pulling up the straw with your finger. So it's a bit like heads or tails. This is Kesäniemi, Summer Peninsula. It is one of my favorite ones with all the details. But now that I look at it, everything looks so small. So what happens with the pattern when you put it on a big wall? I think it will get lost. But it's really pretty and I like the coloration. But this is a good example why it pays off to get samples to see first. Because you cannot really imagine how they will look and how the size is without it.
This is Mämmi. It's a very weird looking rye dessert that you eat for Easter here in Finland. And it looks like this. But don't be fooled by the color because this dark brown doesn't have anything to do with chocolate. It is rye and malt. And the malt comes from both barley and rye. And it doesn't contain any sugar, so it's not very sweet. And you know, it doesn't look that appetizing, but you don't eat it with the ice. Typically you add cream on top and sugar, and I think maybe that's the only way to eat it because it's not one of my favorites at least. But I will try it now again with an open mind because I haven't had it for many years. So I will try to be as analytical as possible so that you can maybe get a feel of what it actually tastes like. So let's try it. Let's put a little sugar on top and then a nice amount of cream. And now let's give it a try. It's actually better than I remembered. It has a little bit of a granular texture and the flavor is actually quite mild. It has a rye flavor, so a little bit like rye bread, maybe like really fine mashed rye bread. And the sugar gives another, you know, dimension because it gives a little sweetness to it. And the cream is, I like cream, so it's pretty good. Maybe I was too harsh on it. It's actually pretty good. But I actually haven't had it as an adult, I think, so maybe it's not sweet enough for kids, but I think it tastes pretty good actually. Yeah. This is something that the children really like, and this is the Minion chocolate egg. And it's an Easter confectionery made by the Fazer company. The Mignon egg is the second oldest product that Fazer has. And it dates actually back to 1896 when Karl Fazer went to Germany, and I think he bought the recipe there. And it's actually a real egg. The shell is real. And through the bottom here, this is a sugar lock. But underneath, we crack it open. There's actually a real chocolate egg. So it's quite fun to find inside a real egg this real chocolate. And the chocolate, it is an almond hazelnut. And in my opinion, it tastes a little bit like Nutella actually, but maybe has just a little bit more luxury vibe than just Nutella. Let's give it a little taste.
It's very good. Definitely nougat and hazelnut. It's very rich, very buttery. It's almost like biting into butter, that kind of consistency. But yeah, it's very popular here in Finland. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you next time. Happy Easter! Bye bye!